Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. So, you know that feeling when you just completely hit a wall? Personally, professionally, everything just kind of stalls out? Well, you're in exactly the right place today. We're going to take a super empathetic, but honestly, pretty challenging look at how we reframe life's slumps. We're drawing directly from the spiritual insights in Ryuho Okawa's writings. And I'm telling you, this concept we're digging into today, it might literally change how you view your darkest days.
Because we've all wondered this at some point, right? Like, why is it that some people just completely crumble during hardships, while others somehow, I don't know, they actually grow stronger? It's completely valid if you're feeling exhausted by whatever personal or professional trials you're going through right now. But that difference, the gap between breaking down and breaking through, it usually comes down to a very specific type of inner strength.
Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, Life's Hardships and Slumps.
You know, it's so easy to talk about having willpower when things are going great, isn't it? We can all sit around on a sunny day and preach about resilience. But actually mustering that willpower during a full-blown crisis, man, that is a completely different, way harsher reality. During peaceful, everyday life, those comfortable, easy days, our willpower just naturally gets a bit soft. We get comfortable. But then boom, a sudden, storm-like event hits us, like a typhoon just tearing right through our routine. And something fascinating happens here. These massive shocks can actually awaken our dormant spiritual nerves and muscles. Sometimes, we actually need the storm to wake us up.
All right, let's really dive into this. When we hit a slump, it isn't just like a simple mental block. According to the text, a slump can actually force us into this state of extreme self-centeredness. We get incredibly vulnerable. We hyper-focus on our own pain, our own struggles. And because of that, we completely cut ourselves off from our guiding spirits. We basically just isolate ourselves inside our own minds.
And sadly, that isolation leads us right to Section 2, Beware the Evil Spirit's Whispers.
So the text reveals this hidden, unseen spiritual danger that pops up during these vulnerable times. It talks about evil spirits. Now hold on. It's absolutely crucial to understand what this actually means in this context. We're not talking about abstract monsters hiding under your bed. No, these are negative spiritual influences that prey directly on our emotional vulnerabilities. They're basically drawn to us when our minds get all clouded up with complaints and dissatisfaction during a slump.
Think of your emotions like a giant magnet. The source material outlines these specific negative magnets: dissatisfaction, complaints, foolishness, and unending desires. I want you to literally ask yourself right now, are you letting these exact feelings drive the bus today? Are you just sitting there in dissatisfaction? Because if you are, you're actively inviting those negative, unseen influences to just pull you deeper and deeper into the slump.
So how on earth do we fight back? Let's move to Section 3. What is the resolute spirit?
This right here, this is your ultimate weapon. The text defines this resolute spirit as a totally unyielding mindset. It's armed with this intense level of intellect and pure energy that you don't find it in ordinary, comfortable daily life. You only unlock it when you dig incredibly deep during adversity. It is a spirit that absolutely, unequivocally never retreats.
Just look at this powerful quote from the source. Stake on this truth, burn for this truth, stand up gracefully for this truth, and fight gracefully. I mean, there is just such an incredible urgency in those words, right? It highlights the absolute necessity of staking your very life on spiritual truth, on the law, rather than just wallowing in petty complaints. It's literally a call to arms for your soul. Which brings us to how we actually do this. Section 4, the power of gratitude and love.
What's really interesting here is that having a resolute spirit isn't just about, grinding your teeth and toughing it out. White-knuckling your way through a slump, that doesn't work. True resilience requires two highly specific, actionable practices. The author uses this brilliant, super vivid metaphor of a golden rope connected to the truth or the divine law. This rope is your lifeline, but the very second we lose our faith, the second we give in to negativity, complaining, or self-pity, that knot on the golden rope just unties, and we just drift away into those negative influences.
So to keep that rope tightly knotted, the text gives us two explicit weapons to repel the negativity. Number 1, pure love without ulterior motives. You can't give to others hoping for some big reward. It has to be completely 100% selfless. And number 2, 100% absolute gratitude.
Actually, scratch that. I want to pause on that number for a second. 100%. The text specifically calls for 100% gratitude. Not 90, not 99, 100. And the promise here is just profound. If you can maintain absolute gratitude just for the fact that you're alive, that you're sustained by something greater than yourself, you will never fall under the control of negative spiritual influences. You basically become untouchable.
All right, let's bring it all home with our final section, overcome pitfalls, refine the soul.
We're going to completely reframe whatever hardship brought you to this explainer today. We're taking it from a meaningless struggle and turning it into a deeply necessary test. The text introduces this concept of makyo, or spiritual pitfalls. These are inevitable traps, stuff like the desire for fame, the burning need to be respected, or sudden economic issues that pop up when you're seeking the truth. These aren't signs that you failed. No way. Actually, hitting these pitfalls is proof that you're on an active path of spiritual training. Your soul is literally being refined in real time. And when you hit these pitfalls, the ultimate advice from the text is just brilliantly simple. Return to the starting point. Have a clean slate. You've got to drop those worldly attachments, clear your mind of your past glories or your current ego, and just return to your original pure intentions.
And this perfectly illustrates what happens next. Once we clear out all those complaints and get back to that clean slate, we remember this massive, fundamental truth. We contain unlimited energy. The text states that deep, deep down within the core of our soul, we are directly connected to the very center of the universe. We have access to infinite light, courage, and energy, and it's completely untouched by whatever slump we happen to be facing on the surface.
So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Will you let complaints, dissatisfaction, and fear cloud your mind and untie your golden rope? Or will you use this violent storm you're facing right now to wake up your dormant strength and forge a truly resolute spirit? Because that energy, it's already inside you. It's entirely up to you how you use it. Keep pushing forward, guys, and we'll see you next time.